Let's see where we're at. Okay. I say we just go with it. Alrighty. So we're going to be playing Final Girl, as you can see. And we're going to be doing... Inkanyamba on Storybook Woods. Now, Inkanyamba is definitely one of, if not the hardest killers, so we're going to take this with a grain of salt and try our best and see what we can do against him. It's going to be a tough killer. So if you're new to Final Girl, or if you're not, it's a game where you take on the role as, of course, the Final Girl, where you're going against a brutal and vicious killer, or in some cases, a ghost, or multiple killers, or minions, or whatever you can think of. And you have... When that's the case, it really kind of sucks. But we're going to do our best. And this is definitely one of the killers that is tougher to win against. So, I'm excited to showcase him, because it should be an adventure. So one of the reasons he is one of the toughest ones is because he has this killer wrath track. So if you've never played before, every other killer does not have a killer wrath track. Now they may have something special about them, but this one in particular has a killer wrath track. And we will for sure get into that later on, because it is going to come up, unfortunately. Alrighty, so we're gonna have a bread, we're gonna have a slingshot, and songbirds. Very nice. I did use songbirds earlier in the last Storybook Woods map that I did, and it was quite helpful. It's a good way to deal damage to the killer without being in his space. So that was a really fun one to do. Now we're gonna get our setup. All right, we're going to choose for our setup Forest Dwellers. Okay. So if you can see, again, if you've never played, this is how it tells you to set up the board. Each number is however many victims goes in that said space. It's not super... I feel like the rules of Final Girl are not necessarily difficult. It is hard to get good, though, for sure. I mean, there are some killers that'll for sure test your limits, test your ability, your strategy. So yeah, it'll be tough. But one second. All right, I'm so sorry. My dog needed some water, I guess. I'm gonna put 2 there. Put 2 here. And we will be playing with, obviously, these Final Girl playmats. They are not necessary to play the game. You do not have to have them. And I'm also going to be playing with these minifigures as well. Not sure if you can see that. But these are also not necessary to play as well. It just adds a little bit more life to it. Two in the meadow. And then 1. I can grab him down here. And then an Inkanyamba will come in here. And Veronica is who we're playing as. Will come up here in the gingerbread house. And this is Veronica. So each Final Girl has victim spots where they can save victims and get these awards or, yeah, achievements, I guess, kind of type deal. And then when that's the case, looks like hers is all time, which is actually kind of cool. And you flip it over, and then she gets a special power. And hers is for the rest of the game, you reset the time to 7 instead of 6. So normally, on our time tracker, we start each round at 6. She'll be resetting it to 7, which is really nice, actually. Not the best, for sure, but it is definitely... I'll take more time, for sure. Now for the really fun part, actually I'm just going to put some victims up here in case we may need them, because sometimes event cards have us pull out more victims or special victims or whatever. We'll get into that as soon as we start going. But let's start with that. That should be good. Hopefully we don't need any more than that. So Veronica has a health of 5. So what we're going to do is we're going to put out 4 heart tokens, and then we're going to select one of that part. Okay. So now we're going to reveal, or not reveal, but pick out our final health tokens. So these health tokens can either be blank, or they can have 1 or 2 or 3 more heart tokens on them. So when we, or the killer, gets down to their final health, and they were to die, then we reveal this. And in a classic horror movie twist, they can come back with more life, or they could actually be dead. Or vice versa. We could come back in a classic horror movie final girl twist. Or, you know, we could just totally flat out die. Which seems to be the most common for me. If I'm going to die, I'm just going to die. So that's always fun. I'm going to put this right here. We are not playing with Red or Greta. These off to the side in case we need them. Put this right here. This is my official dice tray. Okay. I say we get some action cards going. This is our tableau where we can use our time to purchase cards. And this specific set with Inkanyama comes with this special atonement card. I don't know if the glare is pretty bad. I can kind of see, so that kind of sucks, and I do apologize for that. The lighting is not the greatest. Still trying to work on some tweaks here and there. But this is an atonement card, which can decrease the Killer Wrath. Or if I'm playing on his location, which is the Sacred Grove, I can decrease the Divine Wrath. So I think I'm just going to double check, make sure he starts where I have him. At 2, yes. Atonement cards, we're restricted to increase. Okay. Okay. Hey, let's go. Okay. I say let's start. Let's start the way I start every game, playing a little bit of a focus. Focus is a great way to, and one of the only ways, to increase, or I should say decrease the horror. And we're going to get 2 of those. And that means I can discard 2 to turn it into a success. For instance, let me just show you the sides. So you've got 2 blanks, which count as fails, obviously. You've got 2 of these, which means you can discard 2 cards from your hand to turn it into a success. Or you can just roll a natural success, which of course we did not. So I can discard 2, and I will. I'm going to discard Short Rest and a Weak Attack to lose a time, but then decrease the horror. Let's do another focus and try to decrease the horror as well. There you go. So that's 2 successes right there. So we are going to increase our time and then decrease our horror. So that was really, really good. And now we can totally walk. Which I totally think we should. Yeah, let's walk. So we're going to walk. Oh. Where in the world? Uh-oh. Okay. The couch. Okay, for the time being, we're gonna roll this dice. Look at that, we got a success. So we'll lose the time, and then we can move 1 space. Probably actually, you know what? I'm actually not gonna do that. I'm gonna take it back. Unfortunately, I totally can move, but we're in a location with a search. I'm gonna use that. So I've got 7 to spend. I'm gonna grab a search for 2. I'll grab a distraction for 3. And then I got 2 more to spend. Let's grab a sprint, I guess. Yeah, I think that's good. Then we'll reset it to 6. And then put the cards we used back into the tableau. Now we got the killer action. Okay, this is scary. So if it is at 1 or 2, increase by 1. So it is. Then he's going to target and attack. Okay. So nothing happens there. Probably should have grabbed an atonement card. Now we're going to reveal, we're going to unleash Kilowrath. So whatever is on the Kilowrath, if it ever says unleash, we do what it tells us to do. In this case, we are increasing horror by 1. That's not great. And now we're going to increase the Kilowrath equal to the horror level. So it's 3. So it's going to go up 1, 2, 3. This is terrible. And now he's going to target a victim, move towards them, and kill them. So he's obviously close to here. He's going to go in and he's going to kill. So we're going to raise the Bloodlust and increase... Oh, whoops, this is actually supposed to not... Thank goodness. That is not part of it. That would be part of it if it was the Sacred Grove location. So that's kind of good that that's not. But this is what the card looks like. This is what a basic tarot card looks like. But yeah. So, we're going to discard. And now I believe it is my turn. So, let's scoot this map. We're going to start with a distraction to try to get that horror back. That's what I'm talking about. We got 2 successes, so we're going to raise the time by 2 and then decrease the horror by 2. So now we're in the green. So if we're ever in the green, that means we're rolling 3 dice per horror roll. If we're in the white, then we've been rolling 2 like we've been doing. And if we're in the red, you can kind of figure it out. We roll only 1. So now we're going to do a search. And we're hoping for 2 successes. Come on. Well, I mean, we've got 1 success, and then we've got where we can discard 2. And I think I'm actually going to do it. Let's see. So we're in the gingerbread house. We can grab the slingshot. I'm actually just going to... I'm not going to convert that to 2. I'm going to grab the slingshot. It requires 2 hands to hold, so I can only hold that. I cannot hold another item. I can have items in my backpack, but I cannot hold another item unless I shift around in the upkeep phase. But a slingshot cannot modify an action card and must be used with that one. If it can only be used once per round, do not discard the slingshot after 2 uses. You may remove a search card from your hand to replenish this item's uses. That's very cool. So if you look, there's 2 little circles in the middle of the card. That means it has 2 uses before normally it gets discarded. But this effect lets me discard a search from my hand to replenish them. So that is really nice. I am now going to sprint. And okay, we got the 1 success. Did I lose the time? Okay, I did not. I was supposed to lose a time for searching. So I can move 2 spaces or I can move 3 spaces. The killer is really, really close to me. So this is really kind of scary. Tell you what. I am going to convert one of these. So I'm going to discard my 2 walks to convert one of these to a success. So I will lose a time because most actions have you lose time. So I'm going to move 3. We're going to go 1, 2, 3. And you can carry up to 2 victims with you. And now we're in an exit space, so we're going to drop them off. So we've just freed these guys. And I'm actually going to snag these 2 3s. So I'm going to increase 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So we have 12 time to spend this turn, which is absolutely bonkers. So we're going to grab these free cost cards because they're free. He's kind of close to me, so I'm going to grab a Retaliate for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got 8 to spend. I'm actually going to grab this Critical Blow because it's kind of hard to get. We might have to, I don't know. I'm debating if I grab a Sprint or an Atonement card. Yeah, I'll grab an Atonement card and just see what happens. And then these go back into the tableau. And this resets to 6. Okay. So now it's his turn. Sorry, I'm trying to listen at the same time. I was streaming earlier today and my entire stream was muted. So I really hope that that's not the case here, because that would not be fun. But, so if you hear like an echo, that means it's I'm actually listening to the audio, which is kind of nice, which means it's not muted. So I do apologize if you can hear the double echo. So he is going to target and kill. That does not take place, which is nice. And we're going to roll a die, then place the killer in the space indicated. So this can be really good or really bad. 6. So the Glen. So he actually moves away from me, which is nice. All victims in that space are killed, so there's no victims. If no victims were killed, draw and resolve the next tarot card. So that's pretty bad. We're going to reveal it again. If there are no victims on the board, discard and draw the next. Doesn't matter. This one is he's coming and there's nothing we can do. So we're going to decrease the horror. He's going to target a victim, move towards them, and attack. So he's moving 2. He can move into Grandma's house. So he's going to kill the person in Grandma's house. The bloodlust is going to raise. So poor little guy in Grandma's house is down. He's probably just eating Grandma's cookies, and then he gets slaughtered, of course, by the Incan Yamba. So it is our turn. I can totally do the atonement card, but first I'm going to focus because we're back in the white, so we're only rolling 2 dice. Okay. I'm going to discard weak attack and short rest. So we're losing a time and then decreasing horror. So we're now in the green. So if you see most horror cards, so any ones that you're going to purchase in here, you can see they have a 2 success, a 1 success, or a no success action resolve. Well, the atonement cards that are specific for the Incan Yamba have either a no success, a 1 success, a 2 success, or a rare 3 success. And you really want that 3 success result. But, I mean, obviously you cannot get that unless you're in the green. So we're in the green, so we're going to try the atonement to see what we can do. So we're rolling 3 and hoping for 3 successes. It's not likely, but you never know. So we got all discards. I really don't want to discard, to be honest. I don't think I can. So this is actually terrible. Like, I've literally got a retaliate, focus, and a critical blow. I can discard. I don't actually know what to discard, because I want to keep the critical blow just because it's kind of tough to get it. But at the same time, tell you what, retaliate's a little, oh my gosh, I don't know. Oh my gosh. I don't know what to do. Okay, the glare is actually terrible. Okay, let me see if I can. That glare is horrible. I just want to hypothetically see what this looks like. I don't think it's really going to help, but we're going to see. Oh my gosh, we've been playing wrong. We're supposed to reveal an event card. I did this earlier too. Oh my goodness. I just want to see what this looks like. You know what? I'm going to keep it like that. We're going to reveal an event. Place 2 new victims at the Dell. Okay, so this might have changed. So this kind of sucks, but I always forget the stinking event at the beginning. So 2 in the Dell. 2 at the Meadow. Enough to really change the result of what was going to happen in the game. Okay. So we're back to the decision, do we discard? You know what, I am going to discard. Nah, I'm not. So the horror is going to increase and we're going to lose 2 time. And I'm just going to use those 2 time to buy a distraction and hope that I can use it next turn and try to get back. I gotta focus. Well, I guess I can totally focus, huh? Well, I didn't, so we'll save it for now. We'll save it for next turn. Yeah, we'll save it for next turn, even though I had a focus. Okay. Confusing. Okay. So his turn, he's going to target and attack. So that's not going to trigger because there's no one in his space. And now we're going to unleash Killer. So this is bad. So he's going to target a victim or final girl who's ever closest, move towards them, and then attack. So he's moving 3. He's actually closest over here. Right here, he's going to attack, which will increase Bloodlust, and we're at the Dark Power part, so we're going to flip over his Dark Power, which is whenever Killer Wrath unleashes, Inkanyamba recovers a health. Now, if he's already max health, he cannot get more than his max health of 9, and that's the same with the final girl as well, unless specified, of course. Okay. This lighting is really kind of weird. It's definitely better to stream during the day. But here we are. Inkanyamba is a fun one. I like streaming it. Okay. Oh, then we do this. Increase equal to the Bloodlust level, so 2. So this is going to actually increase. And then he's going to target a victim, move towards them and kill him, but he's already in a space, so he's going to kill this guy. And we're going to increase Bloodlust. So this is terrific. Okay. Okie dokie. Now it is my turn. So what we're going to do is we're going to use a distraction, because that's what we bought. I'm trying to get that back into the green. There we go. Double success. That's actually huge. So the gain 2 and then gain 2 that way. So this is actually beautiful. Okay. And so now we can walk. Let's do it. Let's walk. Where are we going, though? Because we could go there and then bring them back. Yeah, let's try. Okay, we got a success and we got a discard. I think I might just take the one. So I'll lose time, and then I'm going to come into this guy's location. And we're going to try to walk again to bring him back to that location and free him. Here we go. So we're going to lose the time. And we're going to move with him back into here and rescue him. And we're going to go to that one. So we're gaining 2 time for that rescue, which is really nice. And just for craps and giggles, let's try to focus. No, I'm going to keep the focus just in case. So we've got 8 to spend. I think I'm going to grab an improvise for 3. We've got 5 now. Let's try to sprint for 3. And now we've got 2 left. Let's grab just these 2 close calls. So we've got that and here. Okay. Okay. Oh my gosh. You know what? I think instead of... Oh my goodness, I don't actually know. No, we're gonna go with it. Okay, so he's going to target and kill. Nothing happens because no one's in his space. This, if there are no victims, discard. Okay, out of the woods. All victims that are not in your space move 1 space towards the village. So the village is it up there? Okay, let's move 1 space towards the village. So these 2 are entering the killer space, which is kind of scary. This guy's going to go here. These 2 are going to go here. I'm pretty sure this is the closest. And they're already in the village. Then he's going to target the final girl, move towards her. Okay. Now we could totally walk into his location and totally attack him. We totally could. Actually, I actually might. I say... Wait, why did we lose the time? Oh, I didn't reset the time. That's probably why. Oh, we're supposed to panic now because there is a victim left over, so we're going to panic. 6, he is going to actually go into my location, which is actually pretty cool. Because now the start of my turn, I can now set him free. So we've just freed him, which is pretty dope. What I'm going to do is I could totally just go after him. Or I could just... Here's what I'm actually going to do. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I've already got 10 cards, so I can't do nothing and take more cards because I'm already there. However, I am 1 space away, and I can only use the slingshot 1 space away, so I'm going to. I'm going to use the slingshot to deal 2 damage. So I'm dealing 2 damage to the killer. And I'm using one of these. Those are little markers to let you know what you've used. Which means I should probably be buying a search here in case, especially if I'm staying 1 space away. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to sprint because I kind of want to make my way towards these guys and see if I can free someone. So we got the 1 success. I already see it. We got 2 successes. Beautiful. So we are going to lose the time, but then we're going to move 1, 2, 3. So we're in these guys' location. We just need to get over here. So if I have a walk, which I actually don't think I do, which kind of sucks. Okay, that plan did not work the best. Okay, that did not work. I think let's just try to focus and just get extra time, I guess. Just so I can free up a card so that I can... Okay, that's not really what I wanted. We're losing a time, then we're gaining a time because we're already capped out. So, I did free up space, so I've got 7 to spend. I'm going to grab Furious Strike for 4. So we've got 3 to spend. I'm going to grab just an Atonement card. Or wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, so I've got 10 cards. I am actually going to discard Short Rest and Weak Attack so I can gain 2 time, but I'm actually just going to spend them to grab the walk. That made sense, I promise. It might have just sounded weird, but you can discard cards to gain time, which is kind of nice. Okay. His turn, he's going to target and attack, so nothing happens there. We're going to reveal. Okay. So this is called a Minor Dark Power. I don't know if you can actually see it on the screen. It is a different color. Each time Killer Wrath is increase it by an additional 1, and he also gets an additional 3 hearts. So we're going to give him his 3 health back, basically, and then give him an additional heart, which is scary. So Minor Dark Powers, as I mentioned earlier, a killer cannot go past his max health unless a Minor Dark Power comes out. Okay, so that's actually not too bad. I'm liking this. I actually might be inking Yamba. I do not want to get ahead of myself, though. Definitely do not want to get ahead of myself. So it is my turn. So we're going to walk and see if we can free these guys, because if we can free them, that would be disgusting. Okay, that's all I needed was just the 1. I totally can. So let's see if I just use 1, 2, so that wouldn't quite... Actually, you know what? We only have 1 spot available. So we discard them, and we flip it over, and it says on the bottom, for each additional victim rescued, gain 3 time. So we're gaining 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So that's actually pretty sweet. And now, at the end of our turn, we reset it up to 7 instead of 6. This is actually going very, very well. And I could totally try to walk again. I'm actually going to see if I can. Because I'm moving, if I get 2 successes, which I totally did, okay? So we're losing 1 time. We're going to go get them and bring them back. So I don't actually know. I probably should have actually waited till next turn to do that, because I don't actually think you can go past the max of 12. I could be wrong, but that's the way we're going to play it. You cannot go past the max of 12. Okay. Just realizing probably should have zoomed into my camera. I'm so sorry, guys. So we still got actions to do. Or do we? I actually don't think so. So we've got 12 to spend. I am going to grab a sprint for 2. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, 1 sec. So I do have actually something I can play. Let's play the Atonement. Forgot that I had the Atonement. Let's try to raise it. Try to lower it. So we got 2 successes, which is not bad at all. I am going to try this. I'm going to try a close call to re-roll a dice. Just to see. Okay. So I can discard. I'm not going to, because the cards on my hand are actually really, really good. So we're just going to take the 2, and it's decrease by half. So we're at 8, so we're going to actually lower it back down to 4, which is actually not bad, except, yeah. Okay, not too bad, not too shabby. So now we still have 12 to spend, and we only have 6 cards in our hand. So we technically can buy 4 more cards. So we're going to buy a sprint for 2. That puts us at 10. Did I buy the Furious Strike already? I think it was last turn, right? Might as well buy... Gosh, I got 10 to spend. I might as well buy the Long Rest just to have. So that's 5. So we're at 5. Let's buy the 2 guards, and I think that's it. I think that's all we can do. So we're going to reset it to 7 now because we're playing as Veronica. Atonement, walk. Okay. His turn, he's going to target and kill. Nothing happens. Okay. He's coming, and there's nothing we can do. If there are no victims, discard. So we are going to increase horror, and now he's going to target a victim. The closest victim, 1, 2, 3, and he's going to attack. Increasing the bloodlust. Yeah, so this could be actually a lot worse. And I'm pretty sure this is only for... Yeah, Sacred Grove, because there's Sacred Grove spaces on it. Okay. This is just seeming a little underwhelming, honestly. And now he's going to panic. Fate. What the heck? So we're going to panic into here. And now it's our turn. So I'm full on going to walk into his space. I couldn't care less. I'm ready to attack. So we're going to sprint. I'm feeling pretty good. There it is. Wow, why could we not get this when we did Atonement? There's 3 successes right there. Sorry, I was kind of watching the video. What are we doing? We're sprinting. It's moving 3, so we're going to walk right into his space. And we're going to full on. There it is. Oh my gosh, we just got back-to-back triple stars. So now for every single roll we do this action, any dice that come up with discard 2, they count instantly as a success, which is massive. So we're going to do a critical blow, because duh, and hope for 2 successes. And, oh my gosh, okay. I am actually going to play this, close call, to lose 2 time, to reroll all my dice. Okay, thank goodness. We got 2 successes. which means we actually decrease horror and we deal 3 damage to him. So we're going to deal 3 damage, and then this goes away because we've dealt the damage. And now we're going to Furious Strike and hope for the same result. There it is. So even though we have 2 that are discard 2, due to our improvise, they count as successes. So we're going to increase horror again, which means we increase time, and then deal 2 damage to the Inkanyamba. And now, you know what? We've got 6 to spend. I'm going to grab a Planning for 4, and then an Atonement for 2. We got 7 cards, so we can grab 3 of these free ones. I'm actually going to grab these, just in case. I like it. I like it a lot. A lot. Furious Strike, Quick Blow, Improvise. Yeah, I think we're sitting pretty good. His turn, he's going to target and attack us. But guess what? We got to retaliate. So we're going to retaliate and roll. Now, the Improvise does not trigger here. So we do need the natural successes here. So I will be discarding. I'm going to discard a Short Rest and a Focus to turn this to a success. So when retaliating, we ignore damage by 2. So we're not taking any damage, but then we also deal damage back to him. So we're dealing 1 damage to him. And that's his turn. Then we're going to reveal a tarot card. Wrath of Opportunity. Okay, so unleash that Killer Wrath. So we're going to increase horror. He's going to target and then move into our space. He's already there. And then we're going to increase equal to the number of action cards in hand. So this is bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So normally we'd increase by 7, but due to his Feast of Anger, Dark Power, we would increase it by 8. But I actually think increasing it is just going to bring it to 10. So this is so bad. This is so bad. And now he's going to target a victim, move out of my space. I don't actually know where he is, but regardless, he's going to attack. So that's bad. So we need to do an Atonement card. So it's a good thing we snagged that Atonement card. So it is now our turn. Or no, Panic. So we'll panic these 2, because there was a murder. So 5 and 3. So he's going to go over here, and he's just going to stay here, waiting to get killed. Possibly next turn. Okay, so I'm going to do Atonement and see what I can do. So we're rolling 3. Oh my gosh, look at that. 3 stars. So we're decreasing it all the way to 1. Holy cow, what a massive roll. It was actually so good right now. Wow, that was phenomenal. I'm like, okay, so now it's my turn. You know what I'm actually going to do? I am going to... Ooh. Okay. Call me crazy. I'm going to discuss... No. Who... I don't actually know what to do. I think I'm going to grab a Critical Blow for 6. And then grab these. So that's my turn. Atonement's going to go here. I cannot believe we just rolled triple stars on that. Sorry, that was my dog. Triple stars on that Atonement. That was massive. Absolutely massive. So now it is his turn. He's going to target a final girl or victim and murder. So he's gone. And we're there. Now we're going to reveal a terror card. So it is going to get pretty crazy here. So he's going to target a final girl or victim, move twice. So unfortunately he's only moved 1. And then if there's at least 1 victim, we're going to increase. But since we're already maxed out on our Bloodlust, it's discard the next terror card. So we're discarding this terror card, which is a good thing because it was decrease horror. Okay. Now it's the upkeep phase. Since there's no terror cards, we actually reveal his finale card. Which is bad because we're unleashing Killer Wrath every single turn with a Violent Tantrum And yeah, it's just bad. It's just bad. So it's a dang good thing we snagged it to 1. It's such a good thing. I am gonna walk into his space. Or at least attempt to. Totally did. With 2 successes. So lose a time. I can move up. Look at that. 2 natural stars. Wow, beautiful. Okay. So we're decreasing horror, which is beautiful, and we're dealing 3 damage to him. So he is at 1 damage left. Wow. Disgusting. And now when me or the killer is at 1 damage, when it's just the final health token, I get to roll an extra die in horror rolls. So that's really, really good. I do have a weak attack. So here's what we're actually going to do. Just for the sake of it, I'm gonna do a planning. So planning, I'm going to roll. And we're going to get 2 successes, which means for the next horror roll, I'm going to be rolling 3 extra dice, which means I might actually have to find the dice that went under the couch. You know what? I'm not going to do it. We're just going to roll 5 and hope. So the planning is, for the next horror roll, I'm rolling 3 additional dice, but the dice is currently under the couch. But we're going to weak attack and roll 5 dice and hope that we get 2 successes, and hopefully we can beat the Inkanyamba. Wow, okay, this is not quite what I expected. We can get the 2 successes, so we got 1 star, and then we got 2 discard 2s. I'm totally going to discard 2. I'm going to discard a walk and a focus to turn this to a success. So we're dealing 1 damage to the killer. If this token that I flip over is blank, then we have officially conquered the Inkanyamba. And for the first time in my entire life, I have beaten the Inkanyamba. Whoa, that was sick. Okay. Now, mind you, that was not on the Sacred Grove map, which makes the Inkanyamba. It literally puts out another one of these. So there's 2 of those that you have to combat. So Sacred Groves makes him a lot harder. However, we did defeat Inkanyamba, and he by himself is a really tough killer. So I'm proud that we did. We defeated the Inkanyamba. Wow, that was awesome, actually. Totally dig that. We would have had 5 to spend. I would have grabbed a Retaliate in a close call, and he would have come at me, and I'm sure I would have dealt the damage there. There's the 2 stars right there. So regardless, even if there was health at the other end of the token, I would have done 2 back to him. So we would have beaten Inkanyamba regardless. Thanks for tuning in. Follow. I'm planning on streaming a lot more. But this was a really, really fun game. This was a really fun one as well. Beating Inkanyamba was an absolute blast.